Hello there, in this video we're going to build our first component using Claude and Figma, so let's go. Okay, welcome back to the file. So in the previous video we got Claude code connected to Figma and it should still be connected here as well today. We've got the design system open in the background, so let's see what happens when we give Claude the design system context and ask it to build something. Okay, I'm going to go into Claude here. I'm just going to Command V and just paste in a message I've already made. So it says review the Aurora design system in this file. What I'll do is, let me just go back to Figma. Let me go here. Let me grab the link. Let's click back onto Claude and let's just paste it in. Let's just paste it in there for now. So the next part is summarize the available foundations, variables and components that could be used when building the UI for the Nova Finance app. Okay, let's send that off and let's see what Claude does. Okay, welcome back. So as you can see on the screen, Claude has gone away, it's reviewed the Figma file in great detail, and it's provided a summary right here. So foundations, typeface and iconography. So we've got inter, and then it's giving us some of the weights and some of the sizes. We've got reference to the icon library that we're using here. So moving over to the variables section here, it's saying we've got primitive colors, 53 base tokens with 50 to 900 scales. We've got semantic colors. It tells us how many tokens are applied, and then it gives us some examples here. Icon colors, it's saying we've got 10 semantic icon tokens as well. Spacing, radius, elevation, base units, data color and typography. So it's definitely reading the file and it's pulling all that data out. So components, it's saying there are 17 available and we've got buttons, inputs, selects and so on, and that's listed them there. So it gives us a picture here at the end, so it's referencing the token architecture, the components, and then it gives us a bit of a gap analysis, which is saying it has no native mobile patterns, which we know because we're reusing a design system that I have previously made and we're going to adapt it as we go. Okay, and as a follow-up I've put what button variants are currently available in Aurora, are there any usage guidelines, and I've put buttons on component page. So a bit of a messy prompt, but let's see what it brings back just to check everything is connected between Figma and Claude. Okay, welcome back. So here's the result. So it's searched the design system, it's then found the buttons component page and the documentation that's related to it. So let's see what it brings back. So variants, we've got the 4 different types and the 2 different sizes. It then goes into the states, default hover, active focus, disabled. Then token values, it's got the different token values here. It's got some constraints here from the annotations that we added. So limit to 1 primary button, use destructive for delete, remove or irreversible actions. Prefer existing variants before creating new styles, so that's good. It's brought out some of the props that we've used as well on this component. And then it's given us some usage guidelines baked into the component annotation to do with primary, secondary, tertiary, destructive. Okay, so there's some additional focus state information here. And then it talks about some icon customizations that we have as well. So that's good. It's reading the file, it's connecting with the components, and it's getting that extra context. Okay, so let's move on. I want to build a new component as a test. And let's see if we can build a transaction row component. So again, a prompt that I've pre-made, so Command V, let's paste it into Claude. So create a mobile transaction row component for Nova. Context, minimal finance app inspired by modern digital banking products. Aurora design systems should be used wherever possible. So include merchant name, date, amount, status indicator. Layout, we've got horizontal arrangement, clear hierarchy, mobile first, auto layout enabled. What I am going to do is let's just go to components, let's zoom out a little bit and let's just place something down here. Okay, so let's just give it an area to work with. Let me just share this. Okay, let's go back to Claude. Okay, I've just put add the new component to this link here. Okay, let's click go and see what we get. Okay, welcome back. So let's just scroll down and see what Claude has done. So as you can see here, it's pulling from the variables. Claude then confirms it has everything it needs. It then maps out some spacing, radius, key colors down here. And then moving down, it's saying the component's on the page. It verifies it with a screenshot. It does say it's in, but the canvas is quite large. I did make the frame quite large. it did notice that one of the merchant icons is picking up a secondary bluish color rather than primary teal. So then it goes back in and fixes that. And then the final outcome, so transaction row lives on the component page, gives the coordinates there, which is behind us here. So it gives us the structure, the auto layout, transaction list, the header, transaction row. Each row contains, it's got an icon, it's got a text group, and it sounds like it's got a badge with a gap between it. It has variants for status, so completed, pending, and failed. And it's saying that all colors are bound to variables. Let's go into Figma and see what it's created. So yeah, as we can see, this is quite a huge frame. Let's just bring that right down and let's zoom in and see what we've got. So we've got recent transactions, see all, we've got an icon, we've got the header. So we've got the date here on some of them, and if it's more recent, you've got today and then the time, or yesterday and then the time. We then have the values here, and then we've got these different status pills. Let me just go in and inspect it a bit further. Okay, so as part of this review, I would probably want to ask questions like, does the layout make sense? Is the information prioritized correctly? And maybe on the hierarchy, I'd think, are the merchant names clearly the primary piece of information? So like Spotify, is that clear enough? And maybe things like, is the secondary information visually de-emphasized? Let's go into the component itself. Let's just break down some of the layers. Maybe as part of this review, I'd want to look at the layer structure and think, are they named sensibly? So does everything make sense in here? Is the structure in here going to be maintainable? Looks okay for now. On the auto layout side, maybe I would look at, does it resize properly? So yeah, it seems to resize okay. And maybe does the content expand gracefully? Are there any issues when I'm dragging out this component? And then circling back to the overall, like, does this feel like it belongs in the design system, Aurora? And has Claude used existing patterns effectively? Those are some of the example questions I would probably think about when reviewing this component. As a follow-up stage, if you needed to make any refinements, you could go directly into the component and adjust things as you need, or you could go back into Claude and ask it to make some of the changes. Let's give it another prompt and see if it can make some changes to the component. Okay, so I've just typed up a follow-up prompt. So improve the hierarchy of this transaction row, make the merchant name more prominent while keeping the supporting information secondary. Let's just send that and see what the output is. Okay, so here is the response from Claude. It's saying I can see exactly what to fix. The core issue is the merchant name 14 pixels semi-bold and the amount 14 pixels semi-bold are identical weight. Nothing reads as primary. Date and status badges also compete visually. So here's my plan. So it's put together a plan, what it's going to change on the merchant name, the amount, the date, the status badge, and so on. Now moving down to the integration, it's telling us what's changed and why each decision was made. So it's good because we can see exactly what's changed on the UI. So merchant name, gone from semi-bold to bold. The amount, matched to 15 pixels bold. Yeah, the date has had a shift in color. Status badge dot, that's been removed. Let's just go back. Luckily, while these changes were being made, I did drag out the original just to make a copy. So these are the changes here. You can see what's been implemented, and if I zoom out slightly, you can see it side by side. Okay, so that's the original there, that's the revision there. So AI is good at generating structure, creating layouts quickly, and accelerating at this kind of first pass UI. So as designers, we're still going to look at the hierarchy, visual judgment, product thinking, and really refine the component further with AI. So pretty good for its first attempt on building a component using our design system. I think there are lots of areas that we could improve this transaction list even further, but this was more just a test on building our first component with Claude. Okay, so as a quick recap, Claude has reviewed the design system. It's generated a component, we've looked at the output, and we've refined the result, all very, very quickly. So again, the better the context we provide, the better the starting point Claude has to generate our UIs. So yeah, that's it for this video. In the next video, we'll start looking at design inspiration and visual references that can provide even more context before we start designing full screens. So I'll see you in the next one. Okay, that's it for this video. Thanks for getting to the end. So like, subscribe, all the things, and I will see you in the next video. End of another video. It's very quiet where I am, too quiet. I think. It's just no sounds, nothing. Very eerie, very, very eerie. So today, just going through some of the cupboards, I found this, and I don't actually know who bought it for me. It's like a coffee compressory. It's very nice. I just don't know who bought it for me. Turned up from Amazon and there was nothing in it. No receipt, no letter, no thank you, no nothing. I have no idea who bought it. So thank you, whoever you are, but I don't have a clue who bought it for me. I've asked everyone as well. I've asked all my friends, all my family. It's like, oh, did you buy me this? Nope. It definitely had the right address on it, so it wasn't somebody else's. This is very satisfying though, to do that. I feel like it's pressing the button to something bad. Anyway, on another topic, I've started a community, designwithmitch.com. Click on the link below, it will take you to my community. So we've got courses in there, we've got the community discussions, and we're going to have lots of other things going on in the future. So it's free to join at the moment, so if you haven't joined, go ahead and click the link below. And yeah, that's it. So have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.